Hi guys. We're here today with Fading Light and some new products that are actually new, not just new to me. They launched earlier this week. I picked up the Subculture Palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills and two of her new matte lipsticks. I got Insomniac and Griffin. Spoiler alert, Griffin's on my lips and it's super pretty. We're going to do some wear tests on this, see how long it lasts and how well it stays on my lips, how comfortable it stays. And we are going to try this palette out and make this look on my eyes. So if you are interested in seeing some swatches, my opinion on this palette, or first impressions, because I'm going to form a more detailed opinion the more I use it. Other spoilers so far, it's very favorable. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And if you would also like to see how I got this look, what colors I used, how the palette works with me, how I work with the palette, keep watching. Hi. So we're gonna unbox. I did open it up already because I like to check if it's broken, so if I open it up on camera and it's broken, I don't cry. And I haven't swatched it, but I did look at it. These came in a different package, so I have already disposed of their boxes. And off the bat, I'm a little sassy that the stickers don't have any kind of color indication. Like, you can read the name of the color, but like Insomniac and Griffin, this is like a minty teal and this is a gray. If I forget what the colors are, if I get more of these, I'll be a little fucked. So this is my whole order, 2 lipsticks and the palette, and let's get swatching. So, pretend like we're opening it out of the box. It did come in a pretty well packaged package. It's got, they do that little like shredded paper cardboard like packed around it, and then the palette itself was wrapped in bubble wrap. So here it is. It's fuzzy. I did have my mom touch it because fuzzy. And it comes with a double-ended brush, which I tend to like these. I really like the one I got in Self-Made palette. And then we have the actual palette. So, like usual, it's different in person, because from the personal swatches to the PR photos to the leaked photos, the tones have all been a little different, and so it's always going to be not quite the same when you get it in person. They're a bit more muted than they have been in the PR photos, which I'm still alright with. I'm still going to use all of these. I think they'll show up really nicely. But let's start touching things. So, make sure my hand's dry, because we've got all the windows open, because it's not super bad outside, but it's just a little bit warm, because, you know, it's July in St. Louis. It's moist. So let's go with Cube, Dawn, Destiny, and Adorn. Yeah. They feel really nice. Okay. Okay, so that one, yeah. That one, this is Cube. I was kind of expecting that. Let me get it actually in frame. Yeah. This one, I've already seen a lot that it is basically kind of a sheer buildable duochrome with the pink flash. So I was not expecting this to be very opaque. I think it's going to be one of those things that you layer over or put in the inner corner to have it show up. But these are the first 4, and they are lovely. And on the last 3 at the top is All-Star, Mercury, and Axis. So a lot more of this palette is matte than I've seen swatches. I should have remembered that they only really had 3 things. But it's very, very matte, and I'm alright with that. I like matte stuff. So, All-Star. Oh, these are so nice. That is impressing me. A lot of teal darker shades will end up kind of grayish black on me, and so these are very true to the pan so far, which I wasn't expecting anything else. It's Anastasia Beverly Hills. She's got really good eyeshadow formulas, and I've loved the ones that I've used from her, because I have, I don't have the Modern Renaissance. It's on my list. It's just not as pressing. But I do have the Self-Made palette, which is gorgeous. And I have a couple of singles. One single? Couple. Two. Alright, so let's start on the bottom row. Let's do Roxy, Electric, Fudge, and New Wave. Still just aggressively soft. Can you be aggressively soft? Nobody knows. Oh, that's super pretty. Gorgeous. Now, Fudge, I believe, is one of her permanent shades, so I'm not mad about that. It's a really nice standard medium deep brown. Electric is really nice. I feel like that's going to be really fun on the lid. It's got a bit of a green shift in person. And then let's do the last three, Untamed, Edge, and Rowdy. Super nice looking. You're dry. You're dry. I do like this. I'm probably going to do some more swatches in a second to compare the different ones because they're not next to each other in the palette. I want to compare the greens, the warmer colors, and all three of the shimmer non-matte formulas. But yeah, so far it looks different enough from Axis to be warranted. Okay, so just to follow up on that, I want to swatch some of these colors together. So first we're going to do Destiny and Untamed and Axis all together, see how different these greens are next to each other. Okay, so we've got Destiny, Untamed, and Axis. So yeah, they're giving different tones. Like this one's much more gray, khaki. This is a bit more woodsy, and this has that definite tealy blue tone. And I feel like you will get different things out of this. Like this one's going to pair really well with this. With this one would have potentially been too deep. This can go into the crease and pull this in the outer corner for a really nice look. So, interesting. So I want to do New Wave next to Edge and see side by side just how different they are. So my fingers, they look pretty similar. This is New Wave and this is Edge. Okay, so yeah, this one has a bit more orange, and I feel like that's definitely going to show up more based on what you use it with. But you could potentially use these for the same parts of your look, depending on if you want it more warm or more just like yellowy. Okay. I also want to do Fudge next to Rowdy to see just how different, because they're both kind of the darker shades within that same. Okay, that's not going to be anywhere near each other. Okay. Yeah, Fudge is a lot darker. Okay, so yeah, definitely going to add dimension using them together. So, building things like makeup people. And then lastly with the palette, I do want to swatch Cube, Electric, and Adorn right next to each other and see how the different formulas feel, because I feel like they're all different. Like this one's kind of shimmery sheer, this is more of the chunky glitter, and this is more of her shimmer version, because she does kind of have like a very metallic shimmer as well as like a pressed glitter type formula. So let's see, Cube, Electric, and Adorn. So like on the finger they're obviously different colors, but I want to kind of see how they look. So Cube again is pretty sheer on my skin because I'm a corpse, but you can kind of see the pink reflection. Electric, it does have a bit more base pigment, and super metallic. Okay, I feel like you will get very different textures out of these three. Cool. Okay, so we're going to put the palette aside for now until I put it on my eyes. And we're going to swatch the two lipsticks. So she came out with a new matte bullet formula. I'm not sure she's had bullet lipsticks before. I'm kind of a newbie when it comes to makeup. A lot of people have been following different brands for like 10 years. I only really started wearing makeup like 2 to 3? I think we're on 3 years ago consistently. Before that it had just been like wearing some makeup for prom or having to go out and buy makeup so I could wear makeup to a wedding. So I don't have as much history following these brands and knowing if they've ever done something before, in case I say something wrong. So these are her new matte bullet lipsticks. I picked up Griffin and Insomniac. So let's get these on my hand. So this is, I don't know, I'm looking at the bottom like they're not completely different colors. This is Griffin. So let's just, oh, I've never swatched a lipstick on my hand like this. That feels really nice. That looks a lot like Brooklyn Thorn from NYX in the Liquid Suede formula. And then let's do Insomniac, which I can see on the monitor this is looking a lot more of a strong teal than like the kind of more gray mint color in person, which I'm cool with. Also explains why these swatches I've seen have been kind of inconsistent. It's looked like 4 or 5 different colors based on who's swatching it and their lighting, which has kind of been the same with the palette. So let's do this one. Oh, this angle is terrifying. Okay, it's not as much pigment off the bat. Okay. It builds perfectly well. Yeah, that's really nice. I think I'm really gonna like that. I have an eyeshadow that looks a lot like that, and then I can now pair it together. So one of these, based on what look we get, I get, nobody else is here. One of these I'm gonna pair with it and then kind of do some check-ins and see how it holds up. I'm not sure it's going to be super comfortable because even the bullet matte lipsticks tend to be kind of uncomfortable on me. I prefer cream and or lip balms, but I was excited and these colors look gorgeous, specifically these two. There's a lot more that I would like to look at and potentially get in the future, but these two were the ones I was like, these are interesting enough that I want to try them in this formula and will justify buying them. Because this is my, yeah, this package coming in is my last makeup purchase for about a month, I hope. I'm trying a no-buy, like if something runs out, we'll go and grab it, but I'm trying to avoid things and play with what I already have for a little bit. So, see you guys in a bit. Hi guys. I realized as I was squeezing out my eye primer that I probably wanted to start talking to you guys. Yeah, so I've got my foundation on, we put on eye primer. I will be using a different eyeshadow for my like cream shade that I put all over my lid at the start of looks. I gave some thought to using Dawn, but then I remembered that when I swatched it, it showed up, so it cannot be my cream shade because it's deeper than my skin tone. So, just patting some Too Faced Shadow Insurance, that's the current one I'm going through. Pat that on my lids. Take some RC No Color Powder and set under my eyes in case of fallout. Because, I remember Anastasia shadows being very, very pigmented, and since these are deeper, I want to avoid that problem. We'll set my nose as well, because somehow, even if I set under my eyes, it will end up like on the side of my nose. That's not enough powder. I have to worry. So, powdered under my eyes, so in theory, we would be able to flick away that thing, fallout, from darker shades. So I'm going to be using just the last bits of a busted NYX cream shade, and putting this in my crease to brow bone area, not my brow bone. I'm also going to attempt to be a little louder and clearer when I speak. There are no guarantees, but I will try it. Do you guys ever find stuff wrong with yourself? If you ever, like, take a video and you're like, oh, now I get to do this, and you're like, what am I doing? What am I doing to myself? And that has been me starting to edit my own videos, be like, why didn't I speak up? Why didn't I enunciate? Okay, so now we're going to be getting into it. From here on out, I'm going to try to use just these shades, and I have kind of a plan. I kind of want to put New Wave and Edge in my crease, with like a little bit of Untamed in the outer corner, building into Axis, potentially All-Star like on the lower lash line, and like Electric on the lid with Cube in the inner corner. That's my plan, because I would like to use a lot of these, but it's going to be a little tough. So, I'm going to start with Dawn, pick that up on a NYX blending brush, and just kind of map out the crease. Holy shit. I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but that just immediately did the thing. So, if you're pale and wanted just like a really neutral, slightly deeper than your skin tone, that does it. That definitely ups the versatility of this palette. I love her shadow formula. I think the only thing that really kept me from buying more of her stuff is when it coincided with other releases, like the Modern Renaissance coming out last year. That kind of kept me from buying it right away, and now since I didn't buy it with the initial hype, it's kind of on the back burner, because it's permanent, it'll still be there, right? Right? Which is how I've been with a lot of permanent stuff that I haven't picked up immediately. So, now the question is, do I want to use New Wave or Edge first? I think I want to use Edge, the more yellowy yellow, and just start seeing how that layers. Nicely, layers nicely, and just gonna keep blowing out the top. I might not have room for New Wave. That is super pretty. I'm gonna have to try Edge by itself at some point. See how it just goes on as like a yellow yellow. That is super pretty. Oh, I love this so far. Fuck. Why? Why do you have to be so fucking gorgeous? At some point I'm gonna have to have a bad palette so I can tell people don't buy this palette. This is not it. This is the oh my god, go buy it. Why didn't you buy it immediately type palette. They're very pigmented, they're blending out gorgeously. I want this to be a little hazier. But I think that's my problem because of my eyelid. Okay, switching up the brush. I'm going to use this Luxie 231, and I'm going to run, maybe this is how I'll do it. I'm going to run New Wave on my lower lash line so that I can use it because I want to. So, choo-choo. Oh, fuck. That's pigmented. And a lot more than I wanted. Shit. So, we a little, I think I have a clean blending brush, so maybe I can, like, So it got very big very quickly, and now we have to do it on the other eye so that we match. Be careful with these colors, people. Learn from my problems. See my mistakes and then be better than me, please. See, just in the pan, that would not have looked like it would show up so quickly. And very orange. Okay, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. I need to be more delicate, is what I'm learning. So I'm going to take that same brush and pick up the teensiest bit of Untamed and just kind of build that out here so I can place access more specifically. Okay. Let me tap off some excess and just try and place that in the outer corner. And of course it's pigmented, so it's showing up. Okay, okay, and then we're gonna leave it, no more product yet, and blend that for safety. And put a little more out here. Okay, okay, cool, 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 cool. Now let's see if I can do that on the other eye without fucking it up. So apparently the answer is be extra delicate with your colors, Ellen. Don't just like throw stuff on. I feel like this is something people told me when they played with the Modern Renaissance. And all those reviews I watched, they're like, oh yeah, be careful. It builds up quickly. I did not listen. Okay, okay. So, I'm calming it down a little bit. Getting kind of woodsy. And then I'm probably going to have to knock off the rest of the product on my hand. Because yeah, there's still a fair amount of depth in there that I don't want to necessarily muddy the next color. But this is my favorite outer corner type creasy brush. And I only have the one, because for some reason I haven't ordered more. I'm like an idiot. Then I want to tap ever so gently in Axis and start putting that out here. Tap off a bunch, and fuck, that's pretty. Oh, you guys probably can't see because I for some reason decided to film over here instead of back over at my actual desk, but this is super gorgeous. It looks like the pan. So, I'm just going to blend it out just a little bit, run this guy over the edge for safety, and do it on the other side. This is super pretty. This is gorgeous. Okay, okay, this is just absolutely lovely. And so pigmented. So pigmented. Kind of want to run a little more in, but I also don't want to risk putting more product on the brush, so we're just going to blend. is getting a little weird out here, probably just because I put so many matte shades on top of themselves. Okay. Let's get dangerous. I'm going to take this Pro Smoky Liner Brush from Sephora, and I want to take All Star on the outer section, maybe like the outer third to 2/3. Pray for me. Okay, that's a good idea. Then we blend it. That was a good idea. Good choice, Ellen. Good choice. I'm now so scared of the overpigmentation that I'm like barely touching. It's not overpigmented, it's just super pigmented. Okay. The other question is, do I want to run like Rowdy, just right on that outer edge? I kind of want to, but I kind of want to stop myself as well because I'm gonna get dangerous. Okay, let's just tap the tiniest bit just out of, just kind of blend it out. Kind of tying the bottom lash up to the top a little bit. The danger portion is I'm tempted to run more out here, but I probably really shouldn't. We're just gonna stop me. We're just gonna stop me. It's fine. I want to. Actually, I should use this. I'm going to use this brush that came with it, the denser version, denser end. And I'm going to pick up Electric and put that on my lid. And see how that goes. Oh, I like that. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. There's this really nice, like, shift. This brush is not picking up as much as I would like, and or this formula is stiffer than I was expecting. But I've used it now, so I have to keep using it. Oh, the way it's blending out over that other green, though, is gorgeous. I really, really like that. Let's do it on the other eye. To the point that I'm probably not going to run back over that edge with Axis in order to clean it up. I think I'm just going to let it fade out over it. And how pretty that is. Because like that little section where it's over Axis is gorgeous. So this is going to be really fun to layer over these various shades and get more dimension out of them. That was a really good idea. Why are you so smart, Anastasia and or Norvina? I think Norvina's the head now. Okay, well that's just gorgeous. Okay, last little bit on the eyes before I finish the rest of my face. I want to take this Morphe G18 brush in Cube and run it on the inner corner. Because that's my plan, and I want to do it, even though it might not really go with the rest of the look. Oh no, it goes. It's fine. I like it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I like it. Oh no. Hi, booger. Yeah, it's a very pretty, but like subtle duochrome shift. You can see it a little bit. Probably not as much of the pink as I can see in person, but it just adds something really cool. This whole look I think is really cool. So I am going to put that down, stop touching things on my eyes before I make a mess of it, and finish my face. So I will be back at the end to pick one of these lipsticks to go on. I'm leaning towards Griffin. I think Griffin's going to be a good choice with what I put on my face. Okay, we're back. I don't know if you can hear the thing happening behind you outside in my neighbor's backyard, but it is super loud, and I've waited to see if it's going to stop, and it doesn't seem to be stopping, and I have other things to do today, so I can't just, like, pause the rest to not film the rest of this video. So, finished up. I did run a beige eyeliner in my waterline. I put some blush on and some highlight. I used Helia from the Aurora Glow Kit. I did my brows. Oh. Well, it changed. It's not gone. So, let's get the lipstick on. I am definitely going to go with Griffin. It just seems like the right choice between the two. I'm super good at words today, people. It's fantastic. So, I did have lip balm on while I was doing the rest of my face, but it seems to be gone. Let's get any last bits off and try this on my lips. So, I'll try not to block it as I put it on. Ooh, yes. Okay, so it's on. It's a little messy because I'm bad at putting on lipstick. See if I could crisp up the lines anymore. That seems to be as pretty as I can get it because I am bad at lipstick. But this is really pretty. It's very creamy. It's not feeling as dry as other matte bullet lipsticks have felt. It might take a little bit to dry down because it still looks a bit shiny. But that also might be the leftover balm underneath the lipstick because I get worried about the dryness of my lips. But yeah, I'm very happy so far. So, final decision on first use of this palette. I really like it. I really like it. It's a much more woodsy look than I was expecting to get out of it. I managed to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 12. So I've only got a couple more to try out after this. Really? Maybe I'm bad at math. Maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. I don't think I did that right. I think I counted wrong. But I used quite a bit of the eyeshadows and I got this look. I can see from looking at the colors I can get a lot more variety of looks because there's so many mattes that you could pair a lot of these together and get really different color schemes. And as well as if you already had the Modern Renaissance, you'd be able to pull in also a lot of pinks and reds and some more oranges to really have a good variety. I think it is a very good sister palette to the Modern Renaissance from what I've seen of it. When I do get the Modern Renaissance, we'll probably pull this back out and do a comparison on how well they work together, how the shades are different, what kind of looks you would end up adding to it. This seems a lot darker than the Modern Renaissance, which I've seen, which makes sense. Norvina said that Modern Renaissance was supposed to be the day palette, and this is the night palette, so darker, smokier colors make sense. I'm very excited. I'm also nervous because of how fuzzy this packaging is, that it's gonna get real dirty real fast. So I'm not excited about that because I like my makeup to stay pretty if I can keep it pretty. But overall, I'm very happy. I was a little nervous about, what's it called? Electric when I swatched it because it seemed not as impactful as I was expecting, but it built really well. I like the way it's fading out over the axis in the outer corner. I'm very excited. I was worried this was gonna be one of those palettes that I got so excited for and I get my hands on it, I'm like, it's alright. You know that feeling? Because I've wanted this palette since it leaked a while ago, and I've been very excited about it, and I gotta close that because I'm just like fiddling with it down below here. I've been very excited for it. I've wanted it. I've known that I was gonna buy it as soon as I really saw those leaked photos, and then I saw the PR photos and it was gorgeous, and I saw some people putting up looks with it and they looked gorgeous, and it's a lot of my expectation to put on that palette. This palette right here. And sometimes you get let down with that, and that can be horrible because it may not be, you know, as hyped up as you were expecting, but it's still probably a really good palette. So I was nervous that it was going to be like a medium pretty good palette, and I had like hyped it up to like the best palette, and I was going to be disappointed. But I am super happy and blown away by how well they layered. I did not realize how well Untamed was going to do as like a woodsy, mossy color, and whether or not Untamed and Axis were going to be different enough. I get nervous that palettes aren't going to live up to my expectations, but this one is gorgeous, and I'm super excited to use it, and I'm super happy that Norvina has since responded that it's going to be permanent. So I'm very happy with this. I am very excited to use more of this, and it's a very good time for this palette too, because with the oranges and the greens and like these shades, you're going to get a lot of like fall type warm woodsy colors, and we're starting to transition. Like, yeah, it's the end of July, but we're gonna start doing, people are gonna start launching their fall videos and their fall looks and getting their thoughts on favorite fall palettes, and this is gonna be in them. This is gonna be everywhere. It's already everywhere, and I am super, super happy that I have it, because I just keep looking at my eye look and being like, look at the shift, it's so pretty. I'm really happy. First check-in, I filmed a couple of videos. First check-in, I filmed a couple of videos and drank some water, and it's all still on more than I was expecting. It's still very comfortable, so we're gonna actually start driving now and head over to the boyfriend's and go out to dinner. It probably will not hold up to that. That is unlikely. Is it still there?
Yeah. Put Sadie in the video. Sadie, look. Happy dog.
Aggressively happy dog. Okay, it looks way better on camera, but this is, it's about 8:40. I put this on around 2. My lips are still very comfortable. It is starting to fade off because I've been eating while I've been cooking, but I'm guessing this is not going to survive eating chicken korma. So, does it look good?
Hell yeah! It looks great.
Sadie, what do you think? Says, I want chicken. So, held up more than I was expecting. It's fading very nicely, but I'm gonna stop checking in. So, thanks for sticking around. See you guys later. This lipstick is